everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the BA Sales Kennel Kelp Holistic Healing Hour with your host and moderator, me, Grandpa Bill. Welcome, one and all. Some of you via invitation where applicable. My two church mice, Peter and Paul, for a really long time. We've been doing this consecutively 6 years and running daily. Two shows audio daily, one entitled Workouts for Geriatrics, aka Silver Streakers, good for all kids from 1 to 92 because it is. It's about everything health and wellness, and another faction of an audio show called Maine, as in the state I reside in, Maine, Mentor, Moments in Business and in Life, pretty predominantly in life because I'm retired, but we do visit when I was in business long ago, far away, Jacob Marley, and we talk about Maine cross promotions, predominantly small businesses, but businesses of all nature here in the state of Maine. And we extend that through global exposure around the world. Tim's listed in my virtual mall, Main Mall, for those folks that choose, want to work with us, be on the shows. No charge or anything like that. It's a free listing of what they do, how they do it, and then you all can avail the opportunity to peruse their particulars at your own time and leisure. My YouTube channel, one more, is Bill Holt 8792. Like us, share us, give us that thumbs up. We grow exponentially, one star seed at a time, and we are growing one star seed at a time. And that's due to you guys and gals. And of course, Tim, who has been here at least 12 times this year. We chuckle probably more than that when we haven't been able to make it on camera. And 3 or 4 times last year. So, Tim, how about this? Has easily been here on camera a baker's dozen. So, we welcome Tim back here tonight. We're going to start right in whatever order he wants to do it. We're going to talk about his newest book that I just got. And I don't have a hard copy to hold up and coincide because I'm reading it on Kindle, but he'll do a pretty good job breaking down his own book. And I'm going to let Tim segue right into it. And I think we have a message from what the Golden Ones might want us to talk about. And I love that when we do that, as I see Tim once a month, usually braced around the lunar cycle, which here in the U.S. was full moon last evening, East Coast. So we will have an oddity this month, 2 full moons, one on the 30th as well. So, Tim, welcome. I cut into a little bit longer, but I want to try to bring everybody up to snuff. Tim, my friend, welcome back. It's always a pleasure. I love it.
Bill, thank you for the invitation. We'd love to come and talk with you and your audience and my audience because I distribute this to many of the people that I link to. What we want to talk about tonight is that the souls on Earth do not realize what they have actually gotten themselves into consciously when they came to this Earth spiritual training school. A soul has to come to this Earth and be, authorized by the Galactic Council. Not every soul can come to this Earth spiritual training school. Prior to coming to this Earth spiritual training school, the soul has incarnated into many different carnations throughout the Milky Way galaxies. There's over 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. And the soul will incarnate into different solar systems to learn different characteristics of God. When the soul is born in the image and likeness of God, it's like any newborn. They know nothing. They have no wisdom. They have no truths. They're like, I hate to say ignorant, but basically they're ignorant to the wisdom of the universe. And the purpose of the soul, when they're created in the image and likeness of God, they have these God characteristics, but they're in their raw infancy state of development, just like any child. So what the soul does is through many incarnations outside of this Earth spiritual training school, they may go to, let's say, boy, Bill, when I start, I have to, this Earth spiritual training school, all the animals, all the plants, everything in this school is from all the different solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy. So, for an example, we have the Lion Kingdom. Well, there's a lion man. And when you incarnate as a lion man in the Milky Way galaxy, you're there to learn courage. And then there's the dog kingdom. And when you incarnate as a dog, you learn to be faithful. And it goes on and on and on and on. And the soul learns different characteristics from each of the other solar systems. Now, the soul keeps incarnating. And when the soul gets to the point where the soul's spiritual teacher believes the soul is ready to become everlasting and serve the universe, then they come to the Earth Spiritual Training School. So the incarnations for the soul doesn't stop. They have the potential when they come here to no longer incarnate. Once they come into the full God-conscious realization of who they are and master all the God characteristics within them through discipline and mastering, then they ascend to the next level of soul development, and they no longer have to incarnate anymore. They reach that point in their soul development where they are now co-creators of God. Now, when they become co-creators of God, then the universe places them in positions in the universe to support the oneness of the universe. All right. So now the soul comes to here, and everything in the soul's life is orchestrated by universal mind. There is no one God. All right. When we say that God, the soul is created in the image and likeness of God, we say that the soul has all the God characteristics to make him a co-creator of God. He has no limitations in his thinking and so forth. For an example, Bill, the purpose of life here on earth is for the soul to learn wisdom and truth. And so through trial and error, universal mind will orchestrate life experiences for the soul to experience things so they can learn a truth and learn wisdom. But along in the life experiences, they learn other things too. They learn fears. They learn fears, but it's something that the soul has to overcome. Everything that the soul learns goes into their subconscious mind. And everything that eventually in the subconscious mind becomes the light body. So when the soul is created in the image and likeness of God, and they have a light body, they take that light body through all their incarnations. And as they learn and develop something, a truth or a wisdom, it's stored not only in the body, the physical body of whatever star nations they're in, but it also goes into their light body. So when a soul comes and they can come to this Earth Spiritual Training School and they qualify to be a candidate to eventually goes on to be a co-creator of God, everything in their life is orchestrated in this Earth Spiritual Training School. There's no accidents. There's no miracles. There's no God. The only thing that controls. The only thing that influences the soul is the universal law of cause and effect and the universal law of creation. Whatever a soul does to another will be done unto the soul. So that's how the soul learns not to kill, not to steal, not to rob, because whatever they do to someone else, it happens to them. And eventually, over many incarnations, the soul learns that, I know how it felt for someone to steal from me, so I won't steal from them. I know how it was when someone abuses me, I won't abuse anyone else. So the soul learns through the universal law of cause and effect that teaches the soul to discipline the behavior and to master these infancy, I don't want to call them immature, infancy God characteristics within them. Now, the soul has to experience many lifetimes in different roles, in different genders, male, female, cultures, different cultures around the world. The soul is learning different occupations as a doctor, as a nurse, as a mother, as a father. They have to experience all roles and all cultures, all belief systems, so that the soul can learn truth and wisdom. Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't believe in reincarnation because I can't remember what happened to me in a previous life. Well, the reason why you can't remember anything in a previous life is because each life the soul is learning wisdom. So you can't go back and say, well, I can't remember when I was a king or a queen or a doctor or a nurse, but you can remember that not to kill, not to steal, not to rob, not to be abusive. And so, for an example, Bill, if I said, how much is 5 times 5? 25. You don't even have to think about it. It just automatically, that is a truth that's in your subconscious mind. And you have these truths. And when you have a truth, it's just there. You don't think about it. You just know you don't do certain things, and you do certain things. And if you have anything that is not mastered, then you contemplate it. There's someone's wallet. Should I steal it? When you contemplate something about doing something, then you know you haven't mastered their God characteristics. So the soul, all the wisdom and truths are in the soul. Now, and each time a soul transitions, leaves one incarnation and goes into another incarnation, everything they learned in that lifetime is stored in their light body. So basically, your subconscious mind is your light body, all right? And the things that are in your subconscious mind or light body that is not true must be removed before you can ascend. So one of the things is any unhealthy feelings or any fears or anything against another, that has to be removed, because God does not have those feelings. God only holds wisdom, truth, compassion, nurturing, and so forth. And you accept everyone as they are, and you allow everyone to evolve where they are. You don't interfere with the free will of someone else. Even in this Earth Spiritual Training School, our spiritual teachers and our angels and archangels cannot interfere with our free will unless we ask for it, and we ask for that in a prayer when we pray. And it doesn't have to be a formal prayer, like get on your knees and say, oh God, please help me with my rent or something like that. It's just like we're friends. Everyone is on the same level. There's no one better than anyone else in this universe. We're all on the same level. So when we ask our spiritual teachers and angels for assistance, we do it as a friend. And we talk to them like a friend. And you can talk to them with your thoughts, or you can talk to them out loud. What I do at nighttime, I talk to my angels. I ask them, I would like to have pleasant dreams tonight. Please, pleasant dreams, and protect me during any astral travels. If I travel astrally, protect me. And that's my prayer to them. But even if I have something like right now, I'm thinking about more things. The universal mind would tell you that universal mind orchestrates everything in a person's life. And universal mind is like the internet. And we're all connected to universal mind. So if we want to learn, like, I'm wondering, how do you cook an egg? What we do is we just get an egg, and we figured that, maybe, we put it in a fire, and we think about what to do and so forth. The information comes to us. If it's the same information that if someone wants to develop a rocket to Mars, they go through the same analysis. They learn one thing and they want to add on to it. Maybe they know, okay, now I got a wheel. Like the Wright brothers did the airplane. Little by little, they investigated. They wanted to fly like a bird, and they did some crazy things. And then eventually, someone developed an engine and the lift and everything else. And so it's everything starts off in this earth training, spiritual training school as a thought. So if we want to develop something or we want to manifest something in our life, all we have to do is think about it. Think about it and know that we're worthy to receive it. If you feel you're not worthy to receive it, you will not receive it. What we have is in our DNA. Every cell of our body is DNA, and in that DNA are amino acids. And when a soul is happy, those amino acids vibrate. I think there's like 66 sets of them, and they vibrate. 90% of them will vibrate, and it sends a message to the universe that you're a happy soul. And you get the attention of the universe, and then the universe says, well, I want this soul to be happy. So what's in its heart and what are their dreams? And the universal mind knows it, and then what it'll do, it'll synchronize events in the soul's life to create life experiences where the soul's dreams and desires will manifest in their life. And when a soul is not happy, then there's the amino acids only are activated about 15 to 20%. A low vibration that doesn't get the attention of universal mind. Now, there's forces here on Earth that they don't know. They just know they're still in the initial stage of soul development. So they're in the ego stage or the selfish stage. And so they just want things for themselves. We still have to, they're still our brothers and sisters. We were there at one point in time, and we were just like them. So we have to accept them as they are. In fact, even pray for them. It does make me feel good when I see karma come to someone. I won't lie. When I see that someone is inappropriate and karma comes and the universal law of cause and effect gives them instant karma, then I can't have to chuckle. But see, what happens with the universal law of cause and effect, it will never give you more than you can handle. So you may see someone steal and rob and abuse, and nothing happens to them. That's because universal law knows that if it implemented karma on that soul, it would have wouldn't have a positive effect on the development of the soul, because there's certain things that soul still has to learn in their initial stage of soul development. So let's see. Do I want infancy stage, that stage, where we are, and so forth? It's important that the soul embraces that they are here on earth and their purpose is becoming a co-creator God. Because what it does is when they accept that acknowledgement of who they are, they're empowered to know that they can manifest their own life with their own thoughts and creations and reality. Again, it gives them the attention of universal mind where their desires and their dreams will manifest sooner. Now, there's people on this earth that know that if they keep the people in fear, that they have control over the people. Religion, religion uses it, government uses it, and so forth. Excuse me. So it's important that the soul becomes a unique thinker, not to listen to what everyone says, contemplate what is being said, feel it. All right? We're all connected to the heart and mind of God. We feel what is said, and we feel that, is that reasonable? Does that sound right? Is that logical? Is this a possibility? Or else is this just a bunch of bullcrap? So it's up to the soul to decide what they believe and what they think. Now, how something gets into the subconscious mind that's not a truth is when a soul has a life experience, let's say where they're learning how to swim and they almost drown. Then they become fear of the water. Or if maybe they're hiking and they fall down, and then they have a fear of heights. Or maybe they get almost bit by a snake and then they're afraid of snakes. And it can happen in a previous carnation, and it's carried over. Fears and karma against others are carried over in our light body from carnation to carnation. So that's why things happen to us in this lifetime that we can't remember when it occurred and when did we do this and so forth. We just have to know that nothing in this Earth Spiritual Training School can happen to us unless we were the cause of that initially. So if someone steals from me, and I can't remember ever stealing from anyone, I just have to know that I must have stolen from someone in a prior life, and now the karma's coming now. And so you can't hold anything against the person who stole from me. You have to go to forgiveness. Because when you go to forgiveness, then you release that karma debt within yourself. No one can forgive your sins. You can't go to a priest. You can't tell your mother. You can't tell your father. You have to go to forgiveness. And when you forgive the other person, you're actually forgiving yourself. And at that point in time, that's when you will release the negative energy from within yourself. And that is something that I have been trained in the past year, Bill, on that aspect of healing. I know we have the Master Ascension program that goes through many stages. And there's 4 stages of what we go through: perfect health, clean your light body, protect you from negative energies. And boy, I can't even tell you what the 4th one is. But the 4th one, going beyond that, is you have to learn to release the negative energy from within your light body, that's within your subconscious mind, that's in the physical body at the cellular level. So, any questions, Bill?
Well, a couple of points, maybe a couple of things while you were speaking. The first thing that flashed right into my mind when you said instant karma truly is the great song by John Lennon, rest in peace. But it was so profound, the song in and of itself, and it's so true to your point about that's part of us being human, that we might not so much take joy in someone as you expanded upon, but it's a reaffirmment that we're on the right page by getting into the process of being able to forgive whatever it is that they're going through at that moment in time. So I love that. And coincidentally, hand to heart, That's exactly where I'm at. Your last point on the Ascension program. I've been a member of the program for my own volition and all of that. A very benevolent offer from Tim, but of my own volition to do so. And I've done the Ascension program myself, not each and every one of those subsequent 7 months. I believe it's my fifth time to include this month, because I also want to experience the challenge here with the uniqueness of going to have two full moons this month. I'd have to go back in my memory, and we all know I'm in trouble, but that's a rarity in and of itself, right, Tim? That you have two full moons in the same month.
They call it a blue moon.
Yeah, once in a blue moon. There you go. So yeah, and I'm in reading Tim's book, and we definitely want Tim to finish up here in 15 more minutes or so about the book. I'm in that book, and I exchanged with Tim how I have to do everything with reading the book. So I've scanned the book cover to cover. I haven't read it cover to cover. I think I exchanged with you guys and gals, if you heard the Prelude show, about the index and what's contained within the book in a Prelude show. And I'm about, I guess, at the proverbial halfway point. If I know the total page count, I'm up somewhere around 400, 500 pages, which does encompass, because I flash forwarded to that, because that's what I'm doing again, the Ascension program and the nutrition. Those of you that join my show, you know about, there's so many things that Tim and I, when we met in the pod match arena, and I think he was of the same feeling. I knew that really on so many fronts, I knew there was a reason that we were called together. Not to minimize the nutritional element. Anyway, Tim will chuckle. I'm fighting a little bit of being on the mic too much. So I have lemon in my water. And in all honesty, I've been doing that for years. In the book, when I'm now back in the nutritional part, and lemon's a really good thing, and I think he may have even said it in our last show, and he says it all the time. It refreshed my memory for something I haven't done for a while. Actually, put lemon in my. So thanks, Tim. Anyway, that's about it. I want you to finish up on your book, but do say whatever you wanted to say right now. It looks like you want to say something.
Well, it's important for the soul to take control of not only their body and their subconscious, and disciplining and mastering any God characteristics that causes emotions in the person. The God characteristics within us that need to be disciplined and mastered is when we have an emotion. Let's say we get angry. Let's say the soul gets angry. That is a God characteristic that's still in its infancy stage that needs to be disciplined and mastered. And what happens is, why we're in this physical body, is these immature emotions are in the subconscious mind. And through life experiences, when we discipline them and master them, the emotion, whatever it is, has to travel from the subconscious mind through the neurology system, from many nerves paths from the solar plexus, from the subconscious mind to the brain. And when it makes that journey and it's complete, then that's when the emotion is converted from being an emotion into a God feeling. So the anger is transferred into becoming patience or peace or harmony or balance or unity. So it's a pathway, and it's a very difficult pathway process for the soul to discipline it. But on the website, there is a technique that if you know you have this tendency to maybe be angry or lose control in eating or how you feel about someone else and so forth, if you take that into meditation and you allow that and activate that that emotion and sit with it. Don't, if you go to a doctor or a psychologist, he says, well, when you get angry, take a book, bang the book, throw a hammer. So that's the worst thing you can do, because what you're doing is what's causing the disruption in the body, the anger, the frustration. What's causing it is that emotion is trying to get to the brain, and it's not finding the right pathway, and it creates a frustrating feeling in the body. And if you sit with that frustrating feeling and let that emotion search to find the right pathway, then, and when it does, that's converted. That's when you have converted. So you can either do that, or else what you can do is just maybe spend 1 or 2 or 3 lifetimes allowing it to happen gradually, because each lifetime you'll do a little bit better, you'll discipline it a little bit better, you'll control it a little bit better, but it will, until you master it, until it gets to the brain and it becomes, well, God consciousness. When it gets to your God consciousness, then it's transmuted from a emotion into a God characteristics. So that's extremely important, Bill. And we can talk about that process. We can talk about almost anything the next time.
Correct.
But yeah, it's important that you understand that you not only can, but you must discipline and master your emotions. And if anybody needs assistance with it, they can always email me at the website, and we can talk about it. I don't charge for my service. The only thing I charge for is, of course, the book's on sale. Charge for the book. That's only because Amazon and everybody else gets their fee.
Exactly.
And astrology charts. I do charge for astrology charts because I personally have to do those. But it's a very minimum charge for the astrology and numerology reports. And they're very
Tim,
detailed reports.
I'm sorry, talking over you for a moment. Sorry for that. But I can attest to both. I do everything of my own accord. I mean, anybody that knows me knows that. The book is at a very nominal fee, and so is the numerology report. I know from where I speak, he's done 2 for me, 1 for myself and my granddaughter. It's worth every penny of it. So continue, Tim. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, Bill. So the thing is that, in fact, that's a good point right now, Bill. There's a membership fee on the website right now, and my teachers are guiding me to do away with the membership fee and to open it up for, if someone wants to make a donation, they can make a donation. But the membership fee will be removed next year or later this. Well, when my webmaster gets around to doing it. But the Golden Ones wants their teachings out to as many people as possible. So we may not do the monthly moon cycle reports, but the MP3s and everything else will be consultations will be there for members, free MP3s and so forth for downloading the videos in any of the programs. And if anyone's having any difficulties understanding or using them, I'm always available for consultations at no cost to assist the soul. So that's a good point, Bill, for reminding me that there'll be no membership fee.
I wasn't even aware until you just said that.
Yeah.
That you got the message and that you're gonna. That's wonderful. I think that's just so, especially the world and the right now in people's situations. I think it's so beneficial. Not to get hung up on a price tag. It was worth every penny of the membership fee. Not my point. That inhibits some people just because.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's wonderful that you and they are imparting that you do that through them. And I'm all on board for personifying that. It's wonderful, Tim.
See, you don't have to you don't have to be rewarded by a monetary
Exactly.
thing. There's many
Exactly.
things in life that are free that comes to you. Health, friends, um, many rewards that you get that are
And what's the price tag on those, Tim? What
uh,
kind of a price tag? Right? Right? That
unbelievable. Yeah.
remuneration. Well, okay, let's get crazy. You could take anybody's debt and triple it, and whatever that crazy number is, you couldn't attain it. When you get that gratitude that you've actually sincerely helped someone and that they've reaped the benefit, that's what this whole visitation here is all about as far as I'm concerned. Continue.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bill. It's like that's our reward is
It
assist in
is.
another, and there's not a price. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And again, not to it's just money. It's just money. It's just money. It's a commodity. And stay tuned, folks. There's all kinds of things going on with commodities. We'll talk about that at my other show. Uh, How do you want to wind up? You want to finish up with your book, or just
No,
bring
that's okay.
everybody's attention?
I think we've
Yeah,
said enough.
I do too.
Um,
I do too.
the
I do
thing is,
too.
Bill, you know, I I didn't set out to write the book. That my teachers, the golden ones, told me to write the book. And
Okay.
when I started writing the book, they were giving me information that I didn't even know, and so
Okay.
forth.
Okay.
And in fact, the first couple of chapters, I was surprised by it. And now the I'm not writing a second book now, but they're
Okay.
giving me information for the second book, and
So to
so
come.
I don't know when it's going to be,
Right.
but
I don't either.
we'll just see how this one goes and the feedback on it and so forth. But I don't put anything in. I'll wait till they tell me to write the book. I'll
I
wait for
love it.
them to tell me to write the book.
Okay, so we'll all wait to see the next chapter, meaning the next book, whenever it happens. But do avail yourself the opportunity if the spirit moves you, pun intended. Amazon.com, and the book's available at your website. Of course it is. Of course it is. Right?
I guess.
I think it is. I think it is because I think I just saw it the other day.
Bill,
So Tim,
Bill, I leave that up to my webmaster, and he takes care. See, I don't.
and he does. And those of you that know about me knowing about Sid, we'll talk about Sid in his own business because I talk about Sid a lot. Sid's an amazing guy. I don't know him personally. I know him, but basically through Tim. But Tim's amazing guy, but so Sid. He's an amazing guy. And believe me, whatever he's doing with a website and his own endeavors, it'll be worth the proverbial wait. He's a gifted man in and of himself. Tim, till the next time. Any thoughts on what we might talk about? I like our method. If whatever my 2 cents is, I love it when we find out right then and there the next time around. So you want to approach it that way, or is somebody telling you something that hey, make sure you guys talk about this the next time?
Well,
We'll go with you.
how about Donald Trump became president, and I
He
kind of
did.
thought he was, and
And
Donald
we
Trump,
talked about him the day after the election, everybody, archivally, if you want to check that out, Tim and I. And continue, Tim.
and he mentioned something about the America's in the golden age, and it kind
He
of
did.
tickled
He
me.
did.
He
He
did, and
did.
it tickled me because I know we're in the golden age,
Good.
and we can talk about that the next time
That'd be
because
good because that would be approaching somewheres near enough for government work, pun intended. His official swearing in at that point in time when we meet next would be around the proverbial corner. So I think that's a great one. I
all
think
right.
that's
So keep that in mind. If something else comes up, Bill, we can always
we'll find
change.
out when, where, and at the time. I love those updates. So whatever happens first, we'll see you all again. Tim, I'll see you next time, my friend. Thank you so
Bill,
much.
thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste. Peace, everybody. I'll see you everybody tomorrow, same time, same station. And one quick joke. Tim and I have both agreed. Tim is definitely of the opinion that he has immortality. I'm starting to think I am. Let's put it this way. we're going to be doing a lot of shows. So we need your help on Father, too. Don't hesitate to give us ideas of what to talk about. Peace, everybody. We'll see you the next time around. Anything you wanted to say, Tim, before we
Well,
leave?
Bill, we say people used to live to be 2,000 years
All the
long
time.
time ago. And
Yeah, a long time ago. But
what caused them to shorten longevity was karma. And so when we're out of karma and we're living from our heart and mind for the well-being of everyone else in the universe, there's no reason to die. Okay?
I couldn't agree more. So you guys and gals have been forewarned. You're going to have to put up with the pair of us for a really long time. Okay, Tim, get some rest. I'll see you the next time. Peace, my friend.
Namaste.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
See all the teachings of the Golden Ones at www.thepathtowoneness.com. Also at YouTube, Timothy Doyle, The Golden Ones. Visit us at Facebook and link it at The Path to Oneness.